Hello, it's Jess, and this is my assignment for my week 2 of my Creativity in HE course. So we were asked by an academic from the University of Manchester, how much fun do you have in your teachers and your lectures? The question, I believe, was mostly aimed at academics. As a librarian teaching information skills, I have a lot more scope, I think, for having fun. Especially because quite a lot of people think that information skills is a very dry subject to teach. So it's really important to me that I bring an element of fun to the classroom to make students feel more comfortable with the subject, to make students feel less afraid of what I'm teaching them, especially things like referencing, which quite a lot of students are scared of for various reasons. Some of the things I do to try and make the classroom a little bit more fun is trying to bring a little bit more personality into my teaching. I try and always have a smile on my face. I try and project my voice and be a little bit more of an actor when I am teaching students, especially because, as quite a lot of people know, librarians in general don't get that much time in front of a classroom. Quite often it's a one-shot session, so you really have to make an impression on them. I try and advertise myself as a face of the library, as it were, if that doesn't sound too big-headed, because I want the students to be able to feel that they can come into the library and the people who they will see will respond to them in a way that makes them feel good about what they're doing. I also try, and I've been doing this more since I started working at the University of Huddersfield, incorporate some gamification in my lessons. Now this depends on who the students are and what they're used to as to how well it works, but there are various games that we have that we regularly use, well I regularly use. One of them, my favourite at the moment, is called Seek. These cards were developed by my colleagues, and they are available on the University of Huddersfield repository. Andrew Walsh is one of the accredited creators of this, so if you look for him, you will find them. Seek is a really, really simple board game based on various elements of other games, such as Trivial Pursuit, where you answer questions about the library, and not so much the library actually, it's more kind of the search process, so keyword search finding, synonyms, Boolean logic, things like that. And we also have some wildcards thrown in, so you can choose a wildcard which makes you lose all your points because you don't come to your research skills class, but there's another wildcard which you get double points throughout the lesson, the whole game, because you came to see your subject librarian for an appointment. So afterwards we would discuss the game as a class, and I'd lead the discussion and say, so did you get wildcards? What were you scared of? What were synonyms? And I think playing makes stuff fun. Of course, there are students for whom they do not like playing games at all. They do not see the point of it. But I think what we've got to do is kind of break down that barrier and create a really safe environment where it's okay to feel like that, and then draw them back in with the discussion and make them show them that it is actually part of a learning process, and then do a little bit of lecturing on top of that, because I think that whilst gamification and having fun and being more active in the classroom helps engage the students and helps them learn with their hands and helps them think about a little bit more about maybe the threshold concepts they're going through, sometimes they just want to know what buttons to press, and there's nothing wrong with that. And as librarians, I think it is part of our duty is to show that as well. So whilst I think I do try and have a really fun experience in the class, I also try and cater to my students' needs. And I also, and I'm very sorry Andrew if you're seeing this, started giving out prizes because the students are so competitive. I found these in the cupboard. These are little tiny flaming library card badges, and I gave them out as a prize today, and now I think the students are starting to collect them. So I'm very sorry if I've been stealing resources, but yeah, that's kind of how I think I have fun in my lesson. Now I know that I'm very privileged in that I can do that because I'm not going within a frame of work that you have to do over a series of months or weeks or a term. So it doesn't work for everybody, but that's how we work it here. Great, thank you.